Huffman's coding. So why is this coding used? Huffman's coding is a technique where you code the given string or a bit of characters and compress the string or the characters that is given. So to compress and code the given string or character, we use a technique called as Huffman coding. So the next topic is correctness of Huffman coding. So how do you justify this correct kind of coding for the compression of your characters or the string or the data? So for example, suppose that we have 1 lakh character data file that we wish to store. We wish to store the character file which is having 1 lakh characters. The file contains only 6 characters appearing with the following frequency. There are only 6 characters, but the character file that we save is of 1 lakh with the frequency, that is the same number of characters, only 6 characters we have, and the frequency they appear or the number of times they appear is different. So here we have A, B, C, D, E, F. These are the characters, and the frequencies that they appear in the data file are: A will appear 45 times, B will appear 13 times, C will appear 12 times, D will appear 16 times, E will appear 9 times, F will appear 5 times. So this is the appearance or the frequency of the characters in a data file. Okay, what is a binary code? Binary code, it encodes each character as a binary string or a code word. So whatever character we have, that will be encoded into a binary characters or binary string, and this is also called as code word. As we say, what is a code word? It is like a transformation. The original data will be masked. It is given a kind of clue or hint so that we do not reveal the original data, because it can be hacked. When the data is being transmitted over the network from one place to another place, there is a chances of hacking the data, which will be very valuable. So that is why when the data is being sent, what we do on the network, we compress the data because the size becomes very small. Fine, compressing the data will help you in sending a smaller size data. But how about the data if it has been hacked by somebody and decompress it and read the data? No, we don't want this to happen. So we, along with the compression, we encode the data. That is, a small hint or a code is given to every character, every data we have, and it is sent over the network. Even if the hacker hacks the data, since it is in an encoded form, the hacker wouldn't be able to find out or decode the data that has been sent, because he doesn't know how it has been encoded. It has been masked, the original data or information that is encoded. So for this we use binary code. So what is binary code? Whatever characters we have, that character will be represented in terms of binary. We would like to find a binary code that encodes the file using few bits of possible length, that is, compress it as much as possible. So in this binary code we have two different kinds of code. One, the fixed length code, the other one is variable length code. What is fixed code? Here the code word will have the same length. Whatever characters we have, for all those characters we'll be encoding it with binary bit, and the length of this binary code or binary bit will be same. That is, if you have encoded each character by 2 bits, all the characters will be of 2 bits. Either all the characters will be of 3 bits, 4 bits, 5 bits, n bits. So the code length of all the characters will be the same, fixed. So that is why it is called as fixed length coding. What is variable coding? This becomes more tricky, because if the hacker hacks and if it is fixed coding length, if one character has been decoded, then he will make different possibilities. Since he knows the length of each code, he will try different possibilities, permutations, combinations, and try to have the code of all the other characters. Rather, if we have variable length, each character will have different length of their coding. So the hacker will not be able to make out what is the length of the code. In a variable length code, code words may have different lengths. Here, for example, see A, B, C, D, E, F. These are different characters that we have. If we have a fixed length, all the A, B, C, D, all the 6 characters will have the same length. Look, A has 3 bits, B has 3 bits, C has 3 bits, D also has 3 bits, E and F also have 3 bits. In variable length, what happens, each character will have different length code. C A is having single bit, B is having 3 bit, C is also having 3 bit, D 3 bit, E 4 bit, and F is also 4 bit. So the length of the code is different. So this is called as variable length code. See, the fixed length code will require 3 lakh bits to be stored, because each character has 3 bits, and 1 lakh data files, 3 into 1 lakh, it is 3 lakh. Whereas variable length, see, based on the frequencies, we will assign this one, and we'll be getting 2,24,000 bits, which will save lots of space, and which we can prove it is better than the fixed length code. So for example, in what follows, a code will be set of code words, say 000010010, everything. So what is encoding? Given a code and a message, it is easy to encode the message. Just replace the character by code words. Code and encode. Encode in the sense, we have the code and we are given the message. Using that message, we can encode or decode it. For example, A, B, C, D are 4 characters, and we know the codes. For A it is 00, for B is equals to 01, C is 10, and D is 11. Then the message that we have is bad, which is connected into 010010. So what is B? 01 is B, 00 is A, and D is 11. So this is encoding. Given the character and we have the message, you are using these characters binary code, we have to encode this message and send. And if the message, I have to encode, I have the characters, I have the binary bits, I have the message. Using these binary bits, I have to send the message in an encoded form. So this is how we encode. The second one, so I have BAD, which has to be encoded. What is B? 110. What is A? 0. And what is D? 111. So 1101111. This is, I have encoded the character BAD with the following code. This is encoding. So what is decoding? Decoding is the reverse of encoding. We have encoded data, I have to decode into original data. Given encoded message, decoding is a process of turning back into the original message. A message is uniquely decodable. It may be pictorial or using the decoding way or anything. So this is not our case. Next we have prefix codes. Fixed length codes are always uniquely desirable. That is, we saw here. What is prefix code? A code is called prefix or a free code if no code is a prefix of another one. See, look at here. A is equals to 0, B is equals to 110, C is 10, D is 111. So the code of A, B, C, D, do you find any one of the code of this character will act as a code for any other character? No. This is called as a prefix code. So an example I'll show you. For example, if A was 0 and B was 01 and C was 011. So if my data was 01, what would I predict as? 0 as A or 01 as B? What it is? So I'll not be getting here. So here we have an example how variable length coding is advantageous over fixed length code. So we have an example to be demonstrating this one. I have the characters A, B, C, D, and the frequencies are 65, 35 respectively. And the fixed length code for A, B, C, D are 00, 01, 10, 11. But the prefix code, or that is variable length code. See, prefix code, because no code is acting as a prefix for any other code. Like for example, 0 is the code for A. Do you find any code of the other 3 characters beginning with 0? No. B is 110, C is 10, and D is 11. Similarly, B, the code is 110. Do you find 110 as the code of, or the beginning code of any other codes? No. So this is why it is called as prefix code. Now the prefix code of A, B, C, D is 0, 110, 10, 111. So let us see how much space is required to store If I save the characters of A, B, C, D in a data file with fixed length code, and how much space is required for prefix code. The fixed length code requires, so the data size is 100, data file size is 100, and the length of the code is 2. So 2 into 100 is 200 bits is required. If I use prefix code, since A is of single digit, so 1 into a number of times it is appearing is 60. So 60 bits. 60 plus 5 into 3 plus 30 into 2 plus 5 into 3. So I'll have 150 bits to save this one. So in this way, minimum of 25% of space is being saved. So this is how variable length free prefix code or a binary code is advantageous over fixed length code. Example of Huffman coding. So given an example, A is equal to, this is set of all characters, A, B, C, D, E. That means I have 5 characters and the frequency 20, 15, 5, 15, 45. So A is going to be appearing for 20 times, B is appearing 15 times, 5, and all this one. So now we have to draw a Huffman tree. So before this one, so let us see how your Huffman tree works now. So before that, let me know what is this Huffman and what is this tree. So given the characters and their frequency, known frequency occurrence, we have to construct a tree, and that tree results in shorter bit of strings to the characters which appear very frequently and longer bit of string for the characters which appear with a low frequency. That means any character which is appearing frequently will be assigned a string character of smaller bits, that is the length of the code will be smaller. If any character the frequency is very low, very less frequently if it is appearing, then the character string or the code length of that character will be very long. So in such a way you construct a tree, and the tree that you construct in such a way is called as Huffman tree, which is named after a scientist called as David Huffman, who invented it. And how this Huffman tree actually works. So it is Huffman algorithm which constructs a tree. So this Huffman algorithm has 2 steps, step 1 and step 2. So what is step 1 and step 2? So in step 1, we have to initialize all n number of characters what we have. You have to consider each character, and each character will be considered as a single node, one single node. Along with each character, I have to write the frequencies that is assigned to it. Now this frequency will be assigned as the weight of that node or weight of that character. And the next step, you have to repeat the step until you come up with a single node tree. So what is this step? Identify 2 nodes or the 2 single nodes with the 2 nodes with the minimum frequency, add them together and find out the sum. Now these 2 will act as one as the left child and the right child to the newly formed node, which is sum of these 2 nodes. And the newly formed node will have the sum of these 2 node value as its weight. I repeat, you identify 2 nodes with the minimum value, add together, you take this one child as the left child, the other one node as the right child, add them together, and then you form a new node. This new node will be having the value of sum of these 2 child nodes, and that value is taken as the weight of newly formed node. This way you keep on repeating this one until you form a single tree. This is called as Huffman algorithm. Now let us demonstrate how it works. So I have an example where I have 5 characters A, B, C, D with hyphen, and the occurrence was also given, frequency of occurrence. Given this one, now I have to construct a Huffman tree. So before that, I have to follow the steps. First step, consider each character as a single node. I have taken A, B, C, D all as a single node. Since I have to construct a tree with 2 minimum nodes, so better I arrange the nodes in a ascending order. So I have arranged the ascending order nodes based on the frequency of appearance of frequency. So B hyphen C D A, these are the nodes that I have arranged where frequencies arranged in ascending order. Now select two nodes with the lowest frequency. B and hyphen are the two nodes with the lowest frequency. I'll take B as the left child, hyphen as the right child of a new node, and this new node 0.25 is the sum of 0.1 and 0.15. So this is the value of 0.1 plus 0.15. I've added up, I have formed a new node. For this I will assign 0.2. Same again, you continue, find out the next two smallest. C and D are the next two smallest because 0.2, 0.2, 0.25, 0.35, which is smallest? 0.2. So add up these two together. When you add up, you'll come up with the sum, that is C will be your left child, D will be your right child, and the sum is 0.4, which is the value of new node. So now I have three nodes, 0.25, 0.35, 0.4. Again select two nodes, 0.25 and 0.35 are smallest. Add them together. 0.25 is your left child, 0.35 is your right child. Add them together, you will get 0.6, which is your new node. Similarly, now I have left with only two nodes, 0.4 and 0.6. 0.4 will be your left child, 0.6 will be your right child. Add them together, you will end up with 1.0. So this is how I construct my Huffman tree. So using this Huffman tree, now we'll have to decode the characters. Symbols, what I have, A, B, C, D, hyphen. Next, frequencies, what I have, 0.35 as it is as given in the question. Now newly formed this code. What code do I give to these characters? As I said, in Huffman code, the character with the highest frequency will be having the lower digits of codes. The character with the lower frequency will be having the length of the string code, smaller length code. Now the frequency of A is 0.35, right? So A. So how do I reach to A from the root node 1.0? The path I have to check. From 0.1.0 I have to travel to the right side. I'll reach to 0.6. From there again another right, I'll reach to A node. So this is a path. This itself is the code. So 1 is the code to reach A from root node. Similarly for B, to reach B I have to traverse 1, 0, 0. So the path you have to check, 1, 0, 0. So this is 1, 0, 0. So before you find out the code, you have to first number the path, the tree. Left path will always be 0, right path will be 1. In every parent and child node, left child is 0, right child is 1. C is 0, 0, D is 0, 1, and hyphen is 0, 1, 0, 1. So this is, we have code words for each characters. Next, the next stage is, will be given a message, we have to encode it, or will be given a code, prefix code together, we have to decode it. First example, DAD, this is a message which I have to encode. So how do I represent D? D is represented with the character 0, 1. How do I represent A? A is represented with the character with the code word 1, 1. And how do I represent D again? 0, 1. So it is 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. If I encode this DAD message, I'll be sending 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. So this is how I encode the given message using the code words. Now I have the code word, I have to decode what this message is. So this is important. So the code word is like 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. I have the long length of string. How do I decode? What you have to do, you have to take the first character, character in my code. First character is 1, 1. Find out, look at your frequency, code word frequencies. Do you have any character code which begins with, which is having the code 1? No. 1, 0. Next character, add up one more character, 1, 0. Do you have any code word of the any characters with 1, 0? No. So 1, 0, 0. I have to add up one more string. No. So the string length is now 3. So 1, 0, 0. Do you have the code of any character as 1, 0, 0? Yes, it is B. So I'll take this 1, 1, 0, 0 as B. Next, same. I have now next character left is 1. Now check again. I'll take single character 1. Is it a prefix code of any character? No. Take 1, 1. Now add one more character, one more bit to it. Do you have any code word with 1, 1 as a prefix code? No. Add one more bit to it. 1, 1, 0 is this bit. Do you have any character with this 1 1? Yes, it is A. So 1 1 is A. So B A. Next character is 0. Now do you have the prefix code of any character which begins from 0? Only 0? No. Now the next one, I have to add one more bit to it, that is 1. So if you had 0 1, do you have any character with the prefix code 0 1? Yes, I have, and that is D. So I have decoded as D. So I have BAD. Next one, do you have any character prefix code as 1? No. Now add up one more bit to this one. 1 0, do you have prefix code of any character as 1 0? No. Add up one more string to it, becomes 101. Do you have any character string code as 101? Yes, I have, and it is hyphen. So this is decoded as hyphen. Next is left is 1. Take this string bit is 1. Now 1. Do you have any code character prefix code as 1? No. So add up one more string bit to it. It becomes 1 1. Now check, do you have any string code as 1 1? Yes, it is, and it is A. So I've taken A. You will be left with 0. Do you have any string code, any character prefix code as 0? No. Add one more bit to it. It becomes 0 1. Now check out, do you have any character prefix code as 0 1? Yes, it is D. So I have decoded it as 80. So after decoding this message, I have a message as bad add. So this is how I decode and encode a message. Along with this, I have to find out the number of bits that is required for this characters. So since it is variable, so I have to find out the frequency. So what is the first character? I have A. What is the number of bits required for this one is 2, and the number of what is the frequency? 0.35. So 2 into 35. Go for the next bit, and that is B. What is the frequency? 0.1. Number of bits required to represent is 3. So 3, 1, 0, 0. How many bits? 3. 1, 0, 0. So 3 into 0, 1. Similarly for C, the number of bits code word is 2, 0, 0. It is 2. So 2 into 0.2. For D, how many bits I have used? 0, 1. Only 2 bits. So 2 into 0.2. So when you multiply or when you add up all these frequencies, I'll end up with 2.25. So this is the amount or the number of bits required per symbol of this code. So this is how you have to solve the Huffman code. This is Huffman code algorithm, and this is how you have to solve the Huffman given problem. Okay, these are some previously asked questions on Huffman code. You are usually asked to explain the Huffman coding algorithm. That is 2 steps. Initially create a single node, that one, and then you have to give an example of Huffman tree construction. Take any characters, A, B, C, D, anything, and give randomly any frequency. Right, using that frequency you have to construct a Huffman tree, and later you have to create a code or prefix code for those characters. This is how you have to solve. And the next question, 31 and 32nd questions, are based on constructing an Huffman code given the data and the frequency. Using these frequency, I create the tree, Huffman tree, and then I create a frequency and then create the tree, and then using that tree I identify the code, and using that code I decode and encode the given message. So I hope you have understood this Huffman coding algorithm and how it works, solving the problems. So you go through these questions and try to solve them. We'll continue with the next topic in a later video. Thank you.